Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. Cody Mao in the chat. What a surprise it's been forever. Alright, so tonight we are playing Conan from Modiphius. If you have ever watched our Friday night stream where I run a 5th edition game, you may know that Robert E. Howard, Conan, and Cull were the single biggest influence on the game world that I created for that stream. It's 5e D&D, so inherently it's going to diverge from that quite a lot. But, at the beginning, quite a bit of Conan influence in there. So tonight we're excited to try out an actual Conan RPG from Modiphius. This is our second Modiphius game on Tales from the Backlog. We previously played Star Trek, which Mia was in with me. Thanks for watching. Welcome. Let's go around and hear from our players who their characters are in this Hyborian age. Start with Mia.
Okay. I will be playing Natara. She is, by the rules, an archetype of a mercenary. She's an escaped slave who has been working as a mercenary. But as a child slave, they would force her to fight for her food. So she learned some combat skills at a young age, but eventually did escape and found her way into mercenary work. But here we are, about to embark on a new adventure.
I'm playing Mouse, an Aquilinian scholar. Mouse is the probably middling son, scion of a mid-range merchant family who decided he had a real lust for history and has decided to be an adventuring historian, learning about the past, exposing secrets of the past. And he's also fairly good with a knife.
You're muted there, Kenny.
I will be playing Sinok, the Sumerian warrior who is just the stereotypical person that you would expect in a Conan series, with just big, beefy, meaty, but yet athletic warrior, a veteran of many battles, a very feared warrior within his tribe who led them to a great victory, wielding often a battle axe that is soaked in the blood of his enemies that just never comes off. And apparently was so sort of in love with his own stories, he couldn't help but tell them. And one time at a tavern, a slaver had heard his story, apparently drugged his food, and carried him off to the slave markets to be sold off as potentially somebody for a gladiatorial pit or a bodyguard. Who knows?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, all three of you have been captured by slavers recently. You find yourself in the hold of a slave ship, headed for a market on the coast of the Black Kingdoms, facing a grim and uncertain future. But your fate is about to change. The slavers, led by their despicable Captain Cajero, have a prize. Oh, hold on. I just remembered I did not put my mic on. Cody can probably hear me better. For you guys, it's about the same. All right, so the slavers have a prize greater than any of you. An Aquilonian noblewoman named Delia, captured alongside you. She will fetch a noble's bounty in Kush, and as might be expected, she wants none of it. She has offered all of you a way out if you agree to protect her and escort her to a safe port. In addition, she's willing to pay handsomely. This is far better than any deal you'll get in the slave markets of Kush, so you have already agreed. One storm-tossed night, Adelia obtained the keys to the cells, using charm and guile. Once freed from your chains, you discovered that the keys also provided access to the lockers where your seized equipment was stored. So you get back your own stuff, and anything you had on your sheet is either recovered from what they took from you or just found anew in these lockers. Suddenly, as you are regathering your equipment, the ship is tossed as the storm increases in ferocity. Waves hammering at the hull. Everyone is thrown as the ship strikes something, and with a great creaking crash, the hull reverberates, torn by a jagged spar of rock. The water floods in. The decks above thunder with slavers' footbeats, and the winds howl and roar, thirsty waves ready to claim the ship. If not for the courage of the fearless crew. Your only salvation is the ship's dinghy, and you must kill your way through to seize it. What will you do?
Well, what other slaves are there down here with us?
There are about 4 of them. They are... you don't know them by name, but one appears to be a pirate himself. Another is a burly barbarian. Looks like perhaps a match for Sihanouk.
Right.
There's a warrior and someone who has said she is an archer, but you do not know them. You haven't spoken much. There's that rattling.
So we've got basically we're free, but we're gonna have to fight our way through the slavers, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight your way to the dinghy to escape this sinking ship. The slavers are undoubtedly going to want their own escape boat, their lifeboat, dinghy, whatever,
yeah,
and leave you here. So it is now a question of who is leaving who to die.
Alright, so Sihanouk will yell out, "If you want to be free, follow me, and if not, to hell with you!" And then he just starts swinging, just cleaving a path on his way to the lifeboat.
Okay.
I look down at my battle axe, which is not nearly as large as Sihanouk's, and proceed to follow in his wake.
Okay. Mouse?
Mouse is just going to... Mouse does not really have his sea legs, so he is just going to focus mainly on following Natara and Sihanouk
Okay.
as best he can.
I am just checking one thing. All right, so it sounds like you guys are going to start fighting. So the way that turn order works here is basically you guys as the player characters always go first unless I spend a doom to interrupt you. And you may act in any order you see fit, decided amongst you. Now, Sihanouk was the first to declare that he was attacking, so perhaps Sihanouk should roll first against the slavers.
All right. So I'm assuming the slavers do not look like your battle-hardened. I mean, I'm sure they've got some combat experience, but they're probably not equal to the warriors that...
I mean, they've definitely fought quite a bit.
Okay.
You will the battle will tell whether they are better than you or not.
True. So,
Let me describe just for a moment what you're facing here. 3 of them have come after you guys, while another 6 are continuing to attempt lowering the dinghy. Captain Cajero is not joining the fight. He's over by the dinghy yelling orders and insults.
all right. So I'm going to use my action to chop at the nearest one with my axe.
Okay.
So that is 2d20, right?
That's right, and he is going to attempt to defend against that.
Okay. So I rolled 2 successes.
Okay, I have rolled 1 success, so you win, and I think that means that you gain a point of momentum.
Nice.
Because you rolled 1 more than you needed. So let's put that there. Now the damage.
Right.
I think the damage comes from your weapon, I believe.
Yes, it's 5 dice.
Okay.
That. Okay, and then I know the charts here. Just remember as we were talking about the organization of.
Well, did you roll any 6s?
No 6s.
Then you don't need a chart. 1 and 2 deal face value damage. 3 and 4 do nothing. I don't remember what 5 does.
Yeah.
Oh, this game. Okay.
Yeah. Almost like I was just there too.
Yeah. Okay.
And wait, I forget. I have no mercy, so I'm allowed to re-roll 2 of my damage dice. So I'm gonna roll. Let me just double check in terms of.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 5 and 6 are both 1 plus an effect. I thought it was only 6 that was that. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I see it now. Yeah, so I got a 5, so I got 1 plus an effect, and I have no mercy, so I'm allowed to roll dice equal to my melee talents, and I have 2 melee talents, so I'll re-roll those 2.
Okay.
And I got 2 2s, so actually I got 5 plus an effect.
Okay. So 5 successes, which means you're getting 4 momentum for that. But you know what? Not all 4, because the slaver got 1 success, which will cancel one of yours.
My turn.
Got it. That's how that works. Okay, so now, what are the effects? That's a thing I forgot to look up earlier. There is a lot to this game.
Yeah.
Okay, so movement, terrain, actions, minor actions, making an attack, damage and recovery, hit locations. Okay. So you get a free effect. I believe this is the table. Oh, you guys don't even have the book I'm looking at. But there is a momentum spins table, which includes effects. I don't know if that's the same list of effects.
No, that's different.
But there is no list of effects for just rolling a 5 or 6 that I am finding.
No.
We knew this would happen. I didn't know it would be on the first move.
Make an attack. Here we go. Total of the dice creates an effect which applies 1 damage and triggers certain attack qualities such as piercing or vicious.
Oh, it's the weapon. It's the weapon that has. Oh, look, we have Omchug in the chat. I hope I pronounced your screen name correctly, but that
Okay.
person is giving us the advice. If I'd been looking at the chat, I would have known it slightly earlier. Thank you.
Okay. And so I'm attacking with my axe, which its effect is Intense and Vicious 1, which means intense, massive damage, incapacitating them far more swiftly. If it inflicts more harms, then it suffers an additional harm. And then Vicious is it does an additional 1 point of damage for each effect roll. So it sounds like it does an additional harm and additional damage too. Is that what it sounds like to me?
Yeah. How much was the total damage that you did, not counting the additional damage?
5.
5. Okay. So you've done 5 damage, and he has 5 vigor, which in some systems would mean you have killed him. But I think it might be different here.
Does he have armor?
Yeah, he has soak 1 from his clothing. So what's the extra damage that you dealt there, Sinnock?
So that should be 2 more. So it should be a total of 7, right? Because Intense says it does one or more harm. It does an additional harm. And then Vicious says attacks with this weapon increase damage by X for each effect rolled. So I only rolled 1, so therefore it's 1 more damage. So 2, so it should be 7 total.
Okay, so it's going to be 6 because of his soak from his clothing armor. And then, let's see, I can look in this same document, I think, to double check whether this guy's alive or dead right now. Or maybe not. Damage, there we go. Damage is removed. Okay, yeah. So hitting 0 on vigor means that he suffers harm.
Okay.
But because of the level of this NPC, I think that does not mean he's dead.
Oh, that's right, because there's a difference between harm.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so let's take that back. So now I'm rereading the rules. So he took 6 damage,
Yep.
and so -1 he should take 5 from the armor, right?
Wait, why did that go down by 1?
Well, sorry. So I was mixing up harm and damage. I was getting them confused. So
Got it.
it was he rolled 5 damage, and the effect of Vicious basically allows him to do additional damage, which is 6. So he has the armor, which should take that down to 5.
Okay.
And then Intense comes into effect after that, which is if he takes 1 harm, then he gets another harm.
Oh, then you have definitely killed him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot about the 2 layers of hit points,
Yeah.
and that was my mistake.
All right. Who would like to go next? Mouse or Natara? You are facing two. You are facing 2 more foes immediately. I think Mouse is hiding.
Or do
Okay.
you use momentum to make a second attack?
You may choose to do that.
It's up to you guys. You want me
I
to-
would say go ahead. I was thinking I could maybe like jump on a railing of the ship and like balance act across that to try and get to the captain.
Okay,
Do a swift kick to the face or something
so I guess
when my turn comes.
Yeah, if you guys can double tap the 3rd one, so I'll spend 1 momentum. So I think from what I read online, it said if you're dual wielding with different weapons, swift action costs only 1 momentum versus 2.
Okay.
So
I
I'll
will
spend
take that
one
at face
momentum
value.
to make a attack with my broadsword in the other hand. Yeah. And I will get 2 successes.
Okay. You're attacking a second person, I believe, and he has got no successes.
Nice.
So he doesn't cancel you. You get a momentum for that, and then what will you do now?
So this just there's no bonus effect on this one, so it's just a straight damage roll. Oh. So I got a 1 damage, and then 2 5s and a 6. So that should be a total of
1 damage. Well, 3 damage and 2 effects.
correct. 3 effects. Sorry. It should be 4 damage and 3 effects.
Oh, right, because you got the
I rolled 2 5s, a 6, and a 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So now the effect I have is parry. So do I just get a whole high level parry? Means the doom when wielding one more weapon to this quality, that the doom cost of making a defense is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 0. Oh, okay. So I have no special effects with this
All
weapon.
right.
So it's just 4 damage.
Okay. 4 damage will not harm him, which is an odd phrase to say, but 4 damage will not cause him to take a harm. So there are still 2 slavers on their feet immediately in front of the group, with an additional 6, not counting the captain. In the background, desperately trying to lower this dinghy into the roiling sea. So now, one of the other 2 of you may take a turn. And I have just remembered that I have a PDF of the GM screen for this game, so I have opened it now, which will hopefully help us.
Is there a way to skirt around the 2 immediately in front of us and get towards the captain? As
You may try. I think. Let's see. You would need to withdraw. No, that's not what you got to do. Yeah, you know what? You could do a movement, because the people at the dinghy are at. I'm going to put them at long range. So you would have to use your action to sprint. That means that they are basically 2 zones away from you are. You have the crew you're fighting with now, then a large empty space, and then the area where the dinghy is being lowered.
okay, well, I will take one that's close.
Okay.
And that's 2 successes.
All right.
I should roll my damage dice.
And he has rolled no successes. So you get a hit and you get 1 momentum. And you must roll damage. How did you attack, by the way? What weapon did you use?
A battle axe. Mm-hmm.
Ah. Couple of axe wielders.
I rolled a 5, a 6, a 1, and a 4.
5,
So
6,
that is
1, 4. So the 4 is nothing. The 1 is 1 damage. 5 and 6 are each 1 damage plus 1 effect. So you've got 3 damage and 2 effects going. Question. Are you attacking the same one that Sinnock attacked and didn't kill, or are you attacking the third one that wasn't hurt?
A third one, yeah.
Okay. All right. So your axe is going to impose 2 effects on him. One of those effects is an extra... let's see. Oh.
A lot of moving parts.
yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. I feel like this is a game we'd play for a while and then we'd get really good at it. That's why I scheduled it for 2 sessions. This is supposed to be a one-shot, but I knew that it would be 2 for us. Okay. Kenny, you had the effects for the battle axe in front of you, didn't you?
Yes. So it is intense and
vicious. Yeah.
So that means for every effect you rolled, it gets 1 extra damage.
Okay.
And then, in addition to that, if you do harm, it does 2 harm instead of 1 harm. It does 1 additional harm, I should say.
Okay. So she rolled 2 effects, so it does 1 damage for each, right?
Well, it does automatically 1, and then it triggered the effect 2 times, which should be 2 more. So that should be 4 damage, is the way I read it.
She did 3 damage just on the dice.
Oh, 3 damage? Okay, so 3 damage on the dice, and then plus 2 more for the vicious triggered twice.
Okay, so that's 5, so now he has taken a harm, and that means he's automatically taken an extra harm.
Correct.
So he's dead.
Nice.
Only 1 is remaining, and it's the guy that's already hurt.
Cleaved right into his neck. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, you did. Mouse?
Yeah, Mouse doesn't want anything to... Like, about how long would it take me to stagger over to where the captain is?
You could spend an action to sprint over to that zone.
Because I kind of wanted to come in a little less hot.
Okay. I mean, you can... It's still 1 action to do it. You can approach in whatever manner you like.
Well, I kind of wanted to come up... I kind of wanted to stagger up to him with some coin... Like, my coin pouch jingling. Trying... I want to pretend like I want to buy passage onto this dinghy as a ruse to get close enough to him to shank him.
Okay.
With my dagger.
All right. That's cool. So your action is the movement, and I'm going to say that the distraction is a minor action. So you are able to do those 2 things, but shanking him is going to have to wait till the next turn.
That's fine. The distraction is to try and let me get in close enough to him.
You know what? I think that distraction is going to require a contest between you and him. So let's see what's the appropriate contest here. Craft, healing, linguistics, lower warfare. I am going to call this a version of Persuade.
Okay.
I don't see anything that would be Deception, so we'll say those are the same.
All right.
Yeah. So we're going to roll a contest between you and him. You roll 2d20.
Yeah.
You may spend the momentum if you want to in order to buff that.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down to where how I can spend my momentum. Or I'm sorry, your momentum that you've all built up for me.
Yeah.
Ooh. 20. We have 4 momentum. Ooh, okay. Well, I am going to spend 1 momentum to add an extra die.
Okay.
An extra d20. And let's see what we got. Ooh, I got 2 successes.
Okay, and my dude got no
Yes.
successes. So you have succeeded. I'm going to say that was... let's see. I'm going to say that was challenging. So you don't get momentum for it, but you did succeed, and you will be able to stab him next time.
Yeah.
So it will now be the bad guy's turn. The one who is injured is going to go ahead and swing back at Sinnock.
Well, parry as a reaction.
Okay.
So, parry.
Okay, this fellow has done 1 success and 1 complication for himself.
Oh, all right. So I can parry, okay, because it's an attack. So when you make an attack, the character this turns attack skill into a struggle. The skill used to determine. Okay, so basically, I roll my 2 dice as a counter to that.
Yeah.
And what's my parry? I got 1 success.
Okay. So that's a tie. Tie goes to the PC. You have parried his attack, and he has slipped and fallen onto the deck.
Nice.
Which it's amazing you all haven't done, honestly. This tiny ship is being tossed.
But if the courage of this fearless crew.
Yeah, they're pretty scared, actually. Okay, well, it's back to you guys.
I shout to Sinnock to proceed. I'll finish off this dog on the deck.
All right.
So Sinnock will just charge forward, letting out sort of a loud roar to get the attention of the crew.
I think Mouse, before you do this, is going to have staggered up to the captain with, sir, I have money. I want in on this dinghy. And because, we're rocking and the ship, and he gets, a little he's able to get a little closer than the captain might normally like.
Yeah.
And when he gets in close enough, he just sticks him. Sorry, you can't really see me doing that there.
It's all right. We got the gist. Yeah. So roll 2d20. I'm going to say that the effect of you succeeding on the challenge, on the struggle last round, is that he doesn't get a reaction against your attack. So you're either going to hit him or not based on your roll.
Okay, well, I want to spend a momentum to get another d20 on this.
Okay.
I don't trust my dice ever. Exactly. I got 1 success.
Well, it's an average roll. Let me check his stats, make sure that's correct. Yeah. Okay. So roll damage on that.
Come
Did
on.
you spend momentum there on that one?
Pardon?
Oh, you spent momentum, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to make sure we're...
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a turn to doom afterwards?
I think so. I've put 2 of them in there, and I'm actually still looking through the core book to make sure I'm doing it right.
Okay, so I got a 1, a 3, and a 5.
Okay, the 3 is nothing, the 1 is 1, the 5 is 1 plus an effect determined by your weapon.
Ooh. Okay. So that's going to be... That's 2. I guess that's 2 damage, and I guess the 1 effect can ping Unforgiving, which will. Oh, went too far. And
Yeah.
Unforgiving is going to, if the target of this attack was affected by an exploit action immediately before this attack was made. Oh, what?
So basically, I think that's one, if you use the action to like
Previous.
kind of like what you had done, then it gets the equivalent of the axe, which is intense, vicious +1. So you're having the same bonus rolls that we are. I think that's how I read it. But what's the exploit action?
Immediately before this attack was made. Oh, there's an exploit action?
Yeah, if you exploit, it's an action that allows you to ready your attack by doing an observation roll. And it basically lets you know what the enemy's weaknesses are.
Okay.
Okay.
That would okay. It's what I get for not reading things all the way through.
And I only know that because when I was trying to pick weapons, I saw that as well, and I was like, I wonder what that is. How does that function? And
yeah. Don't be too hard on yourselves, guys. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
No, that's because I thought it was going to work like, oh, okay, it does this, and then I'm reading it, and I go, oh, wait a minute, it says I have to do something else to set this up. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no, then I do 2 damage. Because the only other things I can really ping are like hidden or parrying.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, where did I put my... There we go. So you have done 2 damage to the captain.
I'm sure he's very happy about that.
Oh, he loves you. You're his new best friend.
Yeah.
We're
going to be really close.
He looks into your face, and you see this just twisted mask of rage take over his features. And he snarls at you. Is that the best you can do, filthy dog? And shoves you back.
Well, it was worth a stab.
It was worth a stab.
So I guess Sinnock will then come running, and seeing a mouse having just stabbed the captain, will just kind of come in with just this massive chop with his axe to see if he can reach the captain from behind.
Okay. And just to let you guys know, I have double-checked myself. I've removed those 2 doom points because spent momentum does not become doom.
Okay.
I think I was thinking of a completely different game system.
Okay. No worries.
But yeah, you can choose to add to the doom pool if you don't have momentum to spend or you don't want to for some reason.
So I'm going to spend 1 momentum. So I have Deft Blade, so that allows me to add 2d20 instead of 1d20. So I get to roll 4d20.
Okay.
And I got 3 successes.
Okay, well the captain got no successes and a complication.
Yes.
Sure.
He falls into your axe.
Yeah.
So how does that work? So did the extra successes give us more momentum, or is that...
They give you more momentum, which you may immediately spend on, I think, like an extra point of damage.
Okay. So yeah, that would be, 2 extra damage then? Well, let me roll the dice and see if I need it, right?
Right.
So the axe is 46. Ooh. And I roll 2, because I can, with my no mercy. Oh. So I got no effects, but I rolled 7 damage.
Okay. You rolled 7 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you spending momentum to up it?
I had the 2 extra, so I'll spend those. So I'll do 9.
Okay.
So I did spend 1 momentum to do the extra 2 rolls, right? Just to keep us honest.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, so just take us 1 minute, and then I'm going to spend the other 2 momentum I got to do 2 extra damage, so I'll do a total of 9 damage.
And his clothing's going to soak 1. It soaked 1 of Mouse's stab as well. So he's going to take 8 from Sinnock. He is still up.
Wow.
And he's not happy. He is going to spit in your face, Sinnock, which you can barely tell because of the rain, but he's doing it.
Well, so having just chopped down on his shoulder, I'm going to spend 1 more momentum and then just come up into his chest with my broadsword to try and finish him off.
Okay.
Go harder, go harder. 2 successes.
All right, he's going to try to defend again. This time he also gets 2 successes. So that's a tie, and that means you win.
Okay.
But you get no momentum from it.
Right. Okay. Oh, what was his complication from last time?
Oh,
Or it doesn't really matter.
When he spit at you, it missed. I don't know.
Okay. I like. Let me re-roll this one. All right. So, it's 6 damage.
Okay.
Effects, but I have no effects to really do.
So he's taking a harm from that. You cleave into his arm, and his left arm, where your axe has struck it, is severely wounded. He's got a wound there, and before you can attack him any further, one of his men yanks him into the dinghy. Who's going next? Mouse already went, so it's Natara's turn.
Yeah, I'll finish the guy off. That's on the deck.
Okay.
At my feet. With 2 successes.
He gets 3, actually, because he rolled under his expertise on 1, and the other was just a straight success. So he has parried you, and I get a point of doom.
Well, darn it.
Yeah, he's parried you from the ground.
You're just gonna roll out of the way, I guess, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
I would hate to burn the last momentum, but give it one more try. If that's okay with the other, if you guys don't mind.
I think if you have you have to have dual weapons to do that. Do you have 2 knives? I think that's otherwise otherwise swift action takes 2 momentum.
Okay, no, then I'm good. I might use my ability.
Fortune point.
Yeah.
Or you can take a key point to do it.
A fortune point. Yeah, a fortune point gives you an automatic extra success, which would tie his 3 and mean that you win.
But that gives us another doom, right?
Does it? Fortune?
Well, if not, then yeah, I want to finish him off.
I don't think it does.
Okay.
So I'll pull out the doom that I put there. So if you tied him, then you got 1 success and you can roll damage.
I got fortune open right here. It says, by spending a fortune, you get to apply a bonus d20. Unlike momentum, though, this dice isn't rolled, but it's just set on the table with a 1 up, as if the player had rolled the best possible result. Special results is then counted normally, which normally is an automatic success. Or it counts as 2 successes if you have 1 or more focus in that skill.
Yeah,
So,
and you do have focus in melee, so that 1 fortune point is actually going to earn you 2 successes. So you have not only hit him, you've gotten a momentum out of it.
And I rolled 3 damage. One of those is a 6 and a 5, and a 1.
6,
So
5,
those 3
1.
points of damage.
Okay. So that's 3 damage, and I think that means Dude Man has a harm.
Which means he takes 2 harms with a battle axe.
That's right. He is killed. You have succeeded in your goal. What do you think you did? Did you cleave his head from his neck, or just bust open his guts, or what?
Well, I shout as I bring my axe down. It's like, die, slaver scum! I will never be a slave again. And I kind of aim right for the opening of his mouth, as he's looking up, going, just kind of like hack him right through the mouth to remove the top portion of his head through the jaw.
Oh, that's not pretty, but the rain washes away a lot of things. So
it's the Conan inspiration.
Yeah,
Gotta die a vicious death.
Of course he does. Of course he does. All right. Oh, there's our boy on screen now, Conan. So, it's now the enemy's turn, and they are going to jump into the dinghy at this time and escape, leaving the rest of you on the ship.
I have an ability that will allow me to leap a great distance.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you don't have time to use it because there is a crack like thunder as the ship's hull finally breaks apart. You are all thrown overboard into the sea from the impact, as are the other escaped slaves from below, including Delia, who still owes you quite a lot of money. I need everyone to make a challenging athletics test. This means you must score 2 successes.
Challenge. All right, let me get out the good dice for that one.
Okay.
And for skills, do ties count as successes for us?
Yes, at or below.
At or below, okay. Athletics. Here we go, baby. Ooh. Yeah. Made 1.
You made 1 success.
1 success here as well.
I'm spending a fortune.
You sure are, bud.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I guess I'll spend a fortune as well.
Well, hold on a moment.
Okay.
What did you roll, Kenny? What was the number on the die?
For me?
Yeah.
An 8 and a 14.
Okay. Well, you
And my
probably...
13.
8 and 14. Okay. And what about you, Mia?
I rolled a 4 and a 12.
Okay. I'm just checking like your focus to see if that. What? No. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Yeah. So you guys are right. You did only each get 1 success. You have the option of doing what Mouse is doing and spending a fortune point. In which case you'd get multiple successes out of it because you both have focus in athletics.
Interesting. So would that earn us maybe some momentum then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll spend 1 of my fortune points.
Okay. So you would get 2. And that means 1 momentum?
Yep.
Are you doing the same, Natara, or are you going to suffer the consequences?
I will suffer the consequences.
Okay, you are going to suffer 1 fatigue per round unless you offset it by momentum. Let me see what fatigue does here. It
reduces my vigor.
Yeah, I remember that does that. This is a very big core book. Let's see. Maybe it's on this screen. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh no, this is encumbrance and fatigue. That's totally different.
So resistance skill allows you to endure. Let's see. Work in a similar fashion, affecting the value called fatigue. You gain levels of fatigue for failing resistance rolls and other effects. Fatigue affects vigor, but it doesn't inflict damage. Instead, for each level of fatigue, reduce your maximum vigor by 1, causing you to tire faster in battle.
Okay. So your maximum vigor goes down by 1 right now, and it's going to go down by 1 every round until you are out of the water. Right. Or you can offset it by spending momentum. So,
and if your vigor goes down to 0, you basically fall unconscious, which I'm assuming while swimming would be bad.
So you. Sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead, Mia.
I was gonna say, if you don't mind me spending the momentum, I will.
Yeah, let's say like not only does Sinnock using his fortune jumps into the water, able to burst out of the water and sees you struggling, and then he can just kind of help lift you up using some of his momentum coming out.
All right. Okay, so go ahead, Jason. Sorry,
I just wanted to make sure I'm reading this right. So, if you get a success, if you get a success that is equal to or under your focus value for that skill, it gets you an extra success.
That's correct. That's what focus does.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Well, I've been screwing up.
We got Laser Cat in here. This guy's in quarantine in Thailand right now. Uh-oh. Sending us messages. What's up, Alan? Locked in a hotel room for 2 weeks.
Lord.
All right, so you guys are overboard. The sea is stormy. It is really hard. You see in the roiling chaos some slavers clinging to broken wood and swimming towards shore. The hated Captain Cajero is among them. You also, all of you, catch sight of Delia, who has been flung overboard like yourselves. And during a brief calm, something stomach churning happens as a creature appears from the waves, scaled and humanoid, with dark greenish blue scales upon its skin. It grabs Delia and pulls her beneath the black waves, swimming with her now limp form in tow towards a thin line of beach that you can only see in the occasional lightning flash. The slavers and the captain that you can see are making for that beach.
Yeah, let's make it towards that beach.
Yeah.
Okay. This creature is swimming too fast for you to catch up to him, but you do catch sight of others like him, flanking the one that is dragging Delia. Admiral Snack Bar, welcome.
So I'm gonna swim as best I can. Try and get an angle right towards the beach to whatever this creature is.
Okay. You guys make it to shore fairly simply. However, by the time you do, you don't see Delia anywhere or these creatures. The rain is letting up, but there is an obvious trail of splayed, web-toed feet mixed with bare human feet in the sand. You see some slavers off to the side of you. Let's see. Yeah, so you all actually pass out for a little bit once you hit the shore, and when you awaken, you do see that the slavers are off about. Oh gosh, let me see. There's about 15 of them. They're some distance away. They've built a fire now, and the captain is with them. So it's 15 plus the captain over there. And you three plus the other 4 slaves that were with you have made it to shore. Delia is not among you.
So the question is, do we go wading into the 15 slavers, which I imagine will be a tough fight?
Yeah, they are eyeing you distrustfully, but they are clearly too exhausted and beat up to want to make war on the beach right now. And the other slaves who are with you are feeling the same, as are you.
Yeah, I think following Delia is probably the safer option.
What's the skill?
Mouse says the safer option as he thinks the more interesting option.
I have a burning desire to put an arrow in the captain as we walk off.
I mean, you have the option to try and do that. Are you going to shoot the captain?
Go ahead and even spend a momentum to do it. I just want him dead.
You don't have to spend a momentum. If you're going to take a shot, you can just take a shot.
I kind of look over my shoulder at each of you and draw an arrow and fire.
Okay.
The captain, specifically at the captain.
Finish.
Okay, make that test.
And using 1 momentum, so 3d20.
Yeah, this is going to be... I have to look up how range works, because this is a pretty long range here. Let's see.
Well, I failed anyway.
Okay. Well, you fire an arrow and it misses, and they all duck once, but the arrow goes wide, and they stand up and glare at you, holding their weapons. Some of them draw bows out as well. But you're pretty far, so they don't really want to fire either. At this point, they're waiting to see what you guys are going to do next.
Yeah, I'm heading off in the direction of these webby footprints.
All the tracks, yeah.
Are the other slaves unshackled? Did we unshackle them?
Yeah, you guys unshackled everyone when Delia got the keys earlier.
Then, yeah, I want to communicate to them that, hey, come with us if you don't want to get those shackles back on.
They nod and they accompany you. From this point forward, I'm going to treat these 4 NPC slaves as a mob who will act on your side.
What's the skill for tracking in this game? Is that survival or observation?
Yeah, it would be survival or warfare. No, not warfare. That's a different thing. You know what? You actually don't...
Do we need to track?
Yeah, you don't need to track to get off the beach, but once you're further than the beach, you will need to do a survival test to make sure you can still follow.
All right. My survival is decent, but not great, so I don't know if one of you guys are better at it.
I have a 13 in survival.
You're better at it?
I have a 10, but let me see if I have...
2 successes. I went ahead and rolled it just to roll it. That's 2 successes.
Okay.
And then the rule is, right, just to track, since we weren't doing this before. So, Mia, what's your plus focus? 5 or 3?
For survival, 4.
Yeah. So basically, if I'm reading the rules right, Steve, what you're saying is if Mia rolled a 4 or below, it counts as a double success.
Correct. If any of the dice show a 4 or below, that's 2 successes.
Gotcha.
I rolled a 9 and a 12.
Okay. I just wanted, it was more for my own clarification, as I kind of heard that in passing as we were going through the combat, and I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that is what focus is for. It basically gives you extra successes if you roll super low.
Cool.
Yeah, so you with your skill at 13, that will be 2 successes. It's an average difficulty, so you have gained a point of momentum. You are easily able to follow the tracks, and you are also able to determine that these tracks head in the same direction as the continuous rhythmic ceremonial drums which you now hear coming through the jungle.
Well, that's great.
So you guys are going to follow these tracks towards the drums, I assume.
Yes.
I'll try and move as stealthily as possible.
Okay. Let's have a stealth roll from. We can do this assisted if everyone wants to do that. What that means is you choose one leader, and then everyone else lends 1d20. If the leader succeeds, then all of the d20s count as extra successes.
Okay.
Sinnock,
what's your stealth?
13 with a +1.
Okay. Likewise.
14 with a 2 focus.
Okay, I think Natara's your leader.
Natara.
So Natara schools you guys in the art of stealth in the jungle, using her long experience.
So we're going to add for 4 total dice, with everybody adding 2.
That's right, but they roll their dice, not you.
They roll separate, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we add it to the total.
Right. If she gets at least 1 success. If she gets no successes, then yours are wasted.
Got it.
I got 1 success.
Okay.
And I got a success.
I got a success.
That's 3 successes. And did your success happen to get under your focus?
It did not.
Okay. So 3 successes total. Who are you stealthing from? Who are you hiding from? That's going to determine the difficulty here.
We're just trying to sneak through the forest, right? With no one in particular.
Okay.
We don't want to be detected by whatever's making that drumming as we approach it.
All right. So that's going to be a D1 then, difficulty, which earns you 2 points of momentum. Look at that. It's stacking up. So you guys traverse the jungle for quite some time. The foliage is thick. It's hard to push or cut your way through. Alternately, you have to do those things. The jungle is getting pretty swampy, like it's wet here. It started off, as pretty solid ground, but before long it's pretty wet mud. You're sinking up to your ankles. It's harder and harder not to leave a trail. And at this time, I'm going to spend 1 doom. As the slavers, having made the same decision you did, that their best option for recovering any of their losses is to get back Delia and whoever else they can, either recapture or capture anew, have also followed the trail off the beach. And they will come to you now in 2 mobs. No, scratch that. They're going to come to you. It's Caro and a squad of 5 attackers. So, this is a combat. They're coming towards you. They don't have surprise on you, so that means you guys are going to go first. Yeah, so go ahead.
So you said there's the leader and then the 5 slavers?
Correct. The 5 slavers, I'm going to run them as a mob right now, which means they're going to take 1 turn for the 5 of them.
All right. Well, I think we should continue our earlier tactic and just try and take down the slave leader. And
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm not going to run them into the mob because you can't do that with threats at their level. It has to be only minions for that. So, as you were saying.
Yep, no worries. So, Sinnock is just going to, seeing that they're coming to fight, is just going to turn and just run at them and attack with his axe.
Okay. So the nearest one will attempt to defend, and right. He got 2 successes.
I'm going to burn 1 momentum to roll 4.
Ooh.
Oh. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 successes.
Yeah, you have beaten him by 4. You may spend those immediately to add to damage, depending on how hard your dice hit this guy.
Well, I rolled kind of crappy, so let me re-roll those 2. No mercy. All right, so I got 4 damage and an effect. So that'll be 5 damage. And then this is on the leader, so I'm going to burn all 4 momentum to do 9 damage.
Okay. 9 damage it is. I believe that is the same amount of damage you dealt to him the last time. His clothing is going to absorb 1. Right. Making it 8. He is angry. So angry, in fact, that I'm going to spend a doom to have him act out of order.
Ooh.
He is going to attack you back, Sinnock.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, okay. He has 2 successes.
I have 4.
Let me double check something real quick, because this is the time to do it.
I rolled a 2 and a 5, which were both under my 5s.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he is actually going to spend 2 doom now to give himself 3 doom to give himself 3 more successes on top of his 2, giving him 5 successes. And he is going to harm you, I swear, at some point.
Hey, man, if it takes all your doom to do it, I'm okay with that.
You know what? He's got a cutlass here, so he's going to roll 5. He got 3. He got 3. 3 damage. Okay. That's it. No effects.
Now, can you roll where he hits me? Because depending upon where he hits me, I have different armor class.
Yes, that is a thing, and I have never looked it up.
So that's my roll. I can tell you, depending upon what the roll is, I'll tell you.
Okay, it's an 8.
Yeah, so it's 1. It's my left arm.
Okay.
So that takes in 1 damage, so I take 2.
All right.
So I mark that off on my vigor. Right.
Okay. There you go. All right, so that was his turn out of order because I spent Doom for that, so now Mouse or Natara can go.
Can I want to try and do this, what's this thing, this exploit action.
Okay.
I'm going to use my standard action, I guess, to take additional time and concentration to ready my next attack. Find vulnerabilities in his defenses. Targeting the captain, who seems to have just infinite hit points.
He has taken a harm. Okay. So yeah, you see that. I mean, he doesn't have any armor really. It's just his clothing. But
yeah. So I have to make an average observation test.
Okay.
Modified by distance, lighting, and so forth.
Those things aren't an issue right now.
Okay. And I would like to spend a momentum to get an extra die on this.
Okay.
All right, so if this succeeds, so I'm rolling against target number of 10. Fuck off. So I've got 2 successes.
Okay.
And a complication.
All right. Yeah. Well, difficulty 1 means you get a momentum with those 2 successes. And yeah, your complication is that, let's see. I don't know if I'm doing these right, but I would rather save time. So I'm just going to say that your complication is that he sees your weakness as well.
Okay.
But his weakness is his arm, where he was previously wounded. He cannot use that left arm as well as he once did, and you will probably have better luck attacking him if you come in from that side.
Okay, sorry, I want to make sure I'm reading what this is going to do. So 1 point of momentum on this test. What?
So I think it says it gives you piercing 2.
Yeah, it's going to give me pierce 2. It's also going to give me, if I get any exploits or any the 5 or 6s on my damage, that's going to ping my unforgiving 1. But then it's also saying if the character wishes, they may spend 1 point of momentum on this skill test to add 1 bonus d20 to the attack skill test and 1 damage dice to the attack's damage.
Yeah, but honestly, I think you could do that if you want, but I'm going to try and finish him off with my swift attack this turn. But I mean, I think having done the exploit, you can sure.
So, but I need to spend that extra momentum right now.
If you wanted the extra roll for attack and damage. But
I'm going to spend that. I'm going to spend a momentum on that, and then I'm going to spend a fortune point to make another action.
Okay.
And I stab this son of a bitch.
So you do.
So then I'm rolling 3 dice. So I just want to make sure that the momentum's up to date. That I spent one on the exploit action, but then we got 2 back, and then I'm spending another one to add this bonus D20 and bonus damage die.
Well,
you're spending.
You rolled the observation and got.
I got 2 successes and 1 complication.
So and Steve, you said it required 1 success, right?
Right. So he got 1 momentum out of it.
1 momentum, and then I'm spending that back for this extra dice on the attack I'm making right now.
Right. So you're spending, and then to do a swift action, you need to spend 2 momentum. So you're spending the 1 momentum plus.
I'm not spending momentum on this. I'm spending my second fortune point on this.
Yeah, he's getting this attack out of his fortune.
Oh, does fortune count as an extra action?
Yes, it is one of the things you can spend it on.
Got it.
Yeah, because I am just want to make sure. Oh, okay. Okay, so then I'm rolling 3 dice to attack him.
Okay.
Come on. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Nice.
I rolled 2 1s and a 10.
Nice.
Okay, well, he got 3 successes, so you're going to get 2 momentum back out of that.
Cool.
Give me the damage.
All right. Well, that's a bum. I got a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 6.
Okay.
So
1, 2, 3. That's 2 that I can spend on Unforgiving, or do I only on this attack instant by exploit action immediately before the attack was made? Then this attack gains the intense and vicious. So however many of the whatever the 5 and 6 gives me.
So what happens?
I spend both of those on Unforgiving?
No, so what happens every time you hit an effect, it triggers all the effects. Right?
Okay.
So Unforgiving gives it vicious, and what's the Unforgiving? Is
it
1 or 2?
Oh, okay, yes. So Unforgiving 1, so it's going to get vicious 1 and...
Well, no, but you roll 2 effects, so it happens twice, right? So yeah, you get 2 extra damage for vicious, and then it had piercing 2 because of your exploit.
Yeah.
So it gives you 4 from that. So that's 6 bonus damage plus whatever you rolled.
So I rolled 3 damage.
So it'd be 9 damage minus whatever his armor.
Well, no, because the pierce is going to... I'm going to ignore 2 points of his soak.
Sorry. Let me take that back then. So you did 3 plus the 2 vicious, that's 5 damage, but you ignore up to 4 soak. My bad. I misread the piercing.
Okay.
Sorry there, Steve.
I like listening to you guys go back and forth because it's obvious that you have been playing together since childhood.
Yeah.
Me and Mia are just sitting here like, all right.
I'm trying to soak it in and learn, but my brain is not working
really
tonight.
wanted this to go off.
It really isn't.
And I'm going to be really happy if it really goes off.
Yeah. So it looks like you did 5 damage with a reduction of ignoring up to 4 soaks.
4 soak. and then it will inflict extra harm if I inflict harm?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Well, this guy now has 3 harms on him. And he's more than halfway to his 4th harm, which would put him out of action permanently.
I'm going to use...
wait, I still get a free action.
Okay.
And I'm just going to... As I just stick that knife in, I say, all you had to do was just stay the fuck where you were.
And I'm going to spend 1 momentum to do my second attack with my... So he hacked in with his cutlass. I slightly parried it, kind of hit my arm, and I'm just going to turn the broadsword and stab into him with his second attack.
Kenny, I'm going to say that you can't do that right now because we ended your turn and we moved on.
Sorry, gotcha.
Yeah. It's Natara. In fact, I'll put that momentum back. I was caught up. It's Natara's turn at this time.
The captain, does he have like a second that's nearby? I want to target him.
Yeah, there are 5 slavers with him. You don't really know what their hierarchy is like, so you can target one of them.
I'll just target one of the other slavers. Come around with an arcing attack with my axe.
All right.
I have 2 successes with 3 damage.
Okay. You get a momentum out of that, and that guy takes 3 damage. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled 3 1s and a 2 on the damage dice.
Excellent.
Well, wouldn't that be 5 damage?
That would be 5 damage.
Is it?
Yeah, because...
Yeah, 1s are 1 damage, 2s are 2 damage.
3s and 4s are nothing.
I'm confused then.
Yeah.
That's just my state this evening. Sorry, Steve.
Hey, no
I
problem.
feel worthless.
No,
anything about the rules, really.
I have that player's guide PDF open, and I've been furiously scrolling back and forth in it.
Same here.
I have the shortened rules that are in the free adventure we're running. I have the core rule book, and I have the Game Master screen all open, and I'm still lost. But you did a harm to this guy.
There you go. My bad. For some reason, I was thinking a 2 didn't score damage.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Right there at the top left corner of this rules summary.
So you did this guy a harm. Just to let you guys know kind of how the system works for enemy NPCs, there are basically 3 levels, challenge levels for these guys. There's minions, which they get 1 harm and they're out. Toughened, they get 2 harms and they're out. Or Nemesis, which suffers harms the same way you guys do. So the slavers are all toughened, which means it takes 2 to put them out. Captain Kaharo is Nemesis, so that's why he's still up.
He's equal to us, basically.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so every time we suffer damage up to our vigor, we're going to take a wound?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's what you've done. Every time you get him to 11, he takes a harm. Takes a wound. And he's at 3 now. He's bleeding profusely.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to say stats to people, but I guess, you have to have a basic understanding of the system to play it, right?
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, could I spend a momentum and get a second attack on the guy I just hit?
Yeah.
Well, you need to spend 2 momentum, right?
It's 2 momentum.
2 momentum?
Because you're not dual wielding. Right, yeah.
There is 1 success.
Okay. Let's see how he does. He has 1 success as well. And a complication for himself. So, yeah, you get to roll damage on that.
Oh no.
Okay, I rolled 3, 4, 6, and 5. So
Okay, so
5
that's
and
2 damage plus 2 effects trigger.
that's vicious 1. Yeah.
What does vicious 1 do?
So it does 1 additional damage. So sorry, what did you roll again, Mia? 1?
She rolled.
I rolled a 6 and a 5, and a 3 and a 4. So yeah.
So that'd be 4 damage.
No, 3, 4. Oh yeah, because that's what vicious does.
Yeah, 6 and
Okay.
5 is 1 each, and then the vicious you affected twice. That gives you, yeah.
Sounds good. All right, so he's 1 point away from death.
And then the fact is, if she did a harm this turn, he takes an the second point of harm because of.
Well, she did do a harm this turn. Before she spent, not with this attack, with the previous attack.
Oh, okay. This attack.
But it was still this turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that count? If you're looking at the rule, does it say this turn or this attack?
Good question. Let me go back. I was just off of that page.
All right.
Intense is if an intense attack inflicts 1 or more harm upon the target. No, so it has to be that particular attack.
Okay. So then he is in fact 1 point away from death. All right. Now I also have the physical book open in addition to all those.
Do you have enough desk space?
No, actually, because my wife's stuff from work is also on this desk right now. All right, so that was all of you guys. The captain took his turn out of order, so now it is up to the slavers to go. The one that Natara attacked is going to attack her back. He has 3 successes against you.
I'm going to use my last reaction because basically a reaction costs you momentum, and then it increases for every reaction you do. So I did 1 when the slaver captain attacked me, but I have deflection, so that reduces it by 1, but I'm also wielding a sword that has parry, so that deflects it by 2, so I can do 2 parries per turn. So I will try and parry it to reduce the attacks on Mia, and I got 1 success, so I reduce it by...
You reduce his by 1, yeah?
Right.
So that means his 3 becomes 2 successes.
Correct.
And Mia can try to defend with a reaction.
Defense reaction. I apologize. What do I roll for that?
Well,
Go ahead.
Parry if it's a physical melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then if you do, unless you have a special action, it's going to cost you 1 momentum.
No.
Oh, no, your first
Reactions cost doom.
reactions? No, they can cost momentum.
So I'm looking at reactions right here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just saying doom.
What page are you looking at?
I'm looking at book 1918 117 of the player's guide.
Okay. I'm going to assume... All right, here we go. Reactions. The first reaction during a round requires that you pay a single point of doom. Odd.
So, but in my case, it costs none because I have the 2 reductions of doom. So, yeah, basically, if you want to parry, it's going to cost you doom.
I want to double check this. I want to put a little more time into this because I feel like we might have been doing defense wrong this whole time. And I want to check before we continue. So, basic attack.
Yep.
I do have a parry, that skill, parry.
Yeah, that's...
I went ahead and rolled it just to roll it, and I got 0 successes.
Okay. Well, then he's going to hit you. I'll look up the defense thing on the break, which is coming up. He is going to roll how many? He is not that stat block. He is that one. He's using a cutlass. So he has 5 damage dice. Okay. Holy moly. Of those 5, one's a 4, one's a 5, and the other 3 are all 6s.
Good lord.
So you got 4 damage, which if you have any armor on, you're going to soak some of it. And then 4 effects, which are unbalanced and vicious. So let me look up those. What page are you guys looking at for the effects?
Oh, it's like at the end of all the descriptions of the weapons, like
Yeah.
100 and something. Starts at 101
Okay.
on the player's guide and goes, really, it's 102, 103 from those films. What's the effect?
I see it.
My armor soaks up 2.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 damage, and then I have unbalanced and vicious 1.
So unbalanced is just the fact that unless you have a certain strength attribute, it requires you to use 2 hands.
Okay. So then the vicious, an attack with this quality inflicts X additional damage for each effect rolled. So it has inflicted 4 additional damage. So instead of 4, he inflicted 8. Your armor soaks 2 of it. You take 6 damage.
Ouch.
It's a rough life. Okay, so we're partway through our first round of combat here. But we have 4 more slavers left to go. I'd like to take our break right now. We'll come back. I'll resolve their 4 actions, and we'll continue from there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Admiral Snackbar, Chug, Lasercat, Cody, everybody. I don't know if anyone's still here, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you in 10. Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog. We are playing Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed of. Our intrepid party of escaped slaves is traipsing through the swampy jungle after a shipwreck, searching for Delia, a noblewoman who promised them gold in exchange for their assistance in escaping the slavers. The slavers have tracked you down and are currently in combat with you. When we went to break, the slavers had taken 1 turn out of their 5, so now the other 4 will attack you. One's going after Mouse right now. He has missed and taken a complication, which shall be that he is confused. And, I don't know, let's say he misses a turn. We'll look at the rules later, sure. The next guy strikes at Sinnock for 2 successes.
Oh, all right. So I am out of parries,
Well,
but I'm going to go ahead and use a Doom to parry.
Okay.
And I will parry one of them. So I'll reduce his success down by 1. But I think that still hits me, right?
Yeah, it's difficulty 1 to hit you.
Right. So I think that takes away his Doom, though.
Yep, you're right.
So,
But then he gets the Doom anyway, so
Right.
ultimately you accomplish nothing.
right.
There's still 2 Doom in the pool, and you're still getting hit.
Yeah.
All right. So the damage is going to be 5 of these. I dropped one. It's under the desk. I'll use this one instead. All right. That's 3. Those are both zeros. So it's going to be 4 plus the following effect. Oh, gosh. I'm in the wrong part of this sheet. Okay. So his effect's a vicious 1. So it's actually 8 damage because of the vicious.
So, so you said it's 8, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Got it.
Okay. So that was number 2. Number 3. No, that was number 3. 2 attacked Mouse and missed. 3 attacked Sinnock and hit.
Oh, and I reduced. Sorry, I take back. I reduced it. Where did he hit me? Sorry, I need to roll for the hit location.
Let's see. I rolled a 10 on that. I have hit locations.
So minus 1 damage for me. That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, the only difference is I have a helmet that reduces by more if he hits me on the head.
It's a very crunchy game. Okay. So, next guy is going for Natara. And he has... Oh, gosh. Yeah, he has missed. He's crazy. Distracted.
Gonna spin out of the way of his attack and shout in his face, "Die, slaver," and prepare to hit him.
Okay, but before you can, one more guy's going to hit at Mouse. And that is 2 successes, Mr. Mouse.
So that'll get him a doom point.
Yeah, let's spend some doom to. I'm going to try and parry.
Okay.
I guess.
So tentatively.
Yeah, but you're gonna.
Oh yeah.
No tentative yet. So he adds a doom now because he's parrying, right?
Right,
Yeah.
but depending on the number of successes he gets.
Yeah, right.
So I got 1 success and 1 complication.
Okay, so you did in fact eliminate the extra doom point and get yourself a complication, and you get hurt.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah.
So what we've learned these last 2 turns is that parrying is not always a great idea. Because Kenny did it and achieved nothing, and Jason did it and actually made it worse.
Yeah. Well, and in my defense, that was only because I had gotten to my 3rd parry that turn, right? Like my
right,
first.
Yeah. But yeah, I would think if you're gonna spend the doom, parrying is pretty much always gonna help you, or at least break even. But
Right.
as we've just learned, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Okay, so complications.
Come here. I need you back here because you're good luck. Yeah, come on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on.
Excuse me.
I've really been winging it with the complications, but now that you have one, I'm gonna look it up. Let's see.
I think there's complications listed under. So because this is the way the game's laid out, I've noticed a lot of the complications or like examples of it are listed per skill. So.
Oh, okay.
I would go to the melee skill. That's where I'm guessing. And there may be
Melee or parry.
True.
Let me check that out.
67 on the player's guide.
See difficulty. No, I don't see anything there. It was weird. Like in certain skills, it would have like example complications, but not all of them apparently.
Yeah. Well, the good news is we are on track time-wise for what I predicted. I knew this was a rules-heavy system, and I know how we are. So I found. Well, I was going to say I found a game that was described as perfect for a one-shot, and I scheduled it for 2 sessions. So we're right on track.
Yeah. Let's see. So discipline. Let's see. Where's complicated? Yeah, there's a bunch of places named.
I am in the core book looking at the index at this point. 271 or 95 and 96. 271. A reversal fortune. I have basically been doing it right.
Yeah, like from everything I've seen in this, it's really loosey-goosey.
Just an inconvenient change.
Yeah, I'm going to check the other page because I have noticed this game has an unfortunate tendency to describe the rules differently in different places. Okay, so your complication, I guess, is that... Oh, here's an example.
I get hit.
Yeah, you were going to get hit anyway. Okay, I see. Yeah, what I've been looking for is what the mechanical effect of the complication, like what's a good example of that, because I have the option of just adding 2 points to Doom instead of giving you a complication, and that's what I'm going to do this time because the Doom pool is getting low. But there's that. But what I could do is things like increasing difficulty. Like if you twist your ankle, it increases difficulty for physical stuff by 1 step. Okay. Which again is still really loosey-goosey because I'm the one who decides most of the difficulty challenges anyway. So yeah. I'm glad I found the spot in the actual core book, the 2 different spots in the actual core book where it describes that. So let's move on. That is
Damage.
What's that?
Damage.
Yeah, damage. He's got to roll that.
As much as I don't want to take it.
That's 3, 4, and the effect of vicious. So again, 8 damage.
So I also just, as Jason writes that down.
Yeah. I've taken a wound.
It's 8 damage minus whatever your armor is.
Yeah.
Oh. So I just take... Or wait, where do they hit me?
Let me see. He's going to hit you on the torso.
Okay. I've taken a wound.
So here's the other rule I just stumbled across, Steve, and that is momentum depletion. At the end of each scene and at the end of each battle round, we're supposed to lose 1 momentum from the pool.
Oh, at the end of each round?
Yep, at the end of each round in an action scene.
Okay, I haven't done that, but
so
this was a round, and like we're in. I think we're in round 2. It might be round 3. I think this is round 2 that we're starting right now.
We're just finishing round 1.
Yeah. Starting round 2. Yeah. So depleting that one. I knew about the depletion, but in my head it was at the end of a scene and at the end of a session.
Yeah.
But that's not what it is. Okay. What? Sorry, there's a bunch of weird pop-ups. Okay, so now we're back to you guys. Who's going first? Sinnock has been acting first most of the time.
I'm fine either way. Jason, if you want to finish him off, because do you still get the exploit?
No.
Or is it only for
I basically have to immediately set it up. So I'd have to do it and then spend for the and then either wait till the next turn or spend momentum or fortune for the extra action.
Oh, I was wondering, but your exploit action, it's only for the next attack, or is it for the whole combat?
I think it's just for the next attack.
All right, because my thought is if you can use it again, I would prefer.
Oh, if I could use it again, yeah. But
it says, let me see. Let's see. If it succeeds the first attack, it's only 1 attack. Okay.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter that it's either you or me. Do you want to try and finish him off? I think he's close to death.
He is all yours.
Okay. All right. I will roll to hit with my axe.
Okay.
And I will get 2 successes.
Okay, and at this time, I am going to spend some doom for a reaction.
Alright.
Because this can't be the end for the captain. It can't be.
Yeah.
And he got 1 success, which wasted everyone's time.
No, it didn't.
He tried.
Any of our time.
He tried, guys.
Any of our time.
It was worth it.
So,
He's going down swinging, is the point.
and I get to re-roll 1. Oh, I love this. I did 6 damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's his 4th harm. He is incapacitated. Now, it's supposed to be 5 before he's permanently incapacitated.
Well, if I did harm, he takes 2 harm. No, I didn't have an effect. No, I didn't have the effect, so the effect doesn't happen. My bad. So it's just a...
You said you did 6?
6 damage, yeah.
Yeah, so it only takes 5 to incapacitate him. He has now taken 4 harm. He's down. I would like to say you chopped his head off, but according to the rules, he is not permanently incapacitated. So you have only chopped off his arm.
And then I'm going to burn a momentum and just continue just the chopping Ginsu knife machine and just go for one of the other slavers.
Okay. One of them is already hurt and has taken a harm.
All right, I'm going to attack a fresh one.
Okay.
And trust me on this, guys. I'm going to spend a second momentum to roll 2 extra dice, and I fact that if I roll enough successes, we'll get some momentum back. So I think we should be down to 1 momentum right now. I spent 2. 1 to make a second attack, and then 1 to boost my attack roll.
Oh, you spent 2 just now. Okay.
Yeah, and I got 4 successes.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to get 3 back. What's the damage?
You got to spend money to make money, right?
Yeah, apparently so.
And so this was with my broadsword. Wow. He takes 7 damage.
No, he doesn't. He takes dead. Oh no! Wait, that was a different. You attacked a fresh one. You attacked a fresh one.
Guy.
I'm over here like what? Okay, so.
Well, actually, you know what I'll do is I will spend whatever extra momentum I need. Well, I don't know what their vigor is. Yeah, never mind. I'll just do the 7 damage.
Okay, so he has taken a harm. And then some more as well.
It's too bad I didn't. Well, I had a bunch of effects, but unfortunately those are wasted on my broadsword. I wish I had switched those roles with my axe.
All right. Who's next?
I will finish the guy off that's in front of me, I guess. So I hit him last round.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 successes.
Okay.
For 8 damage.
He's dead.
Okay.
What part of him would you like to cleave off?
I'll just bury my axe right in his chest. Cleave his chest.
Okay. That's not pretty, and the other guys are not liking it much. So there are... now it's Mouse's turn. We're down a slaver and a captain, so there's 4 left, one of which is hurt.
No, are 2 of them hurt?
No, one of the ones that was hurt is now dead.
Okay.
I have to kick him off my axe. His chest wound is stuck to him.
Ugh. Well, I would like to attack whichever guy hurt me.
Okay.
I'm going to spend
Wait, I
momentum.
think that's actually the guy that just died.
No, wasn't that the guy who was attacking Mia?
Didn't the guy who attacked you attack? No, wait, I'm misremembering from a different part of the game. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, it's an unharmed guy.
Okay. So I'm going to attack this unharmed guy.
Yeah, we should have had a mini set up here. I thought about it, didn't do it.
There's two guys near me, right? Because I got attacked by two dudes.
Yeah.
One of them's unharmed and one of them's hurting.
Yeah, because
of Sinnock.
Yeah.
I would rather attack the guy that's hurting.
There you go.
Okay. I'm spending a momentum for an extra die. After that, I'm spending 2 momentum for 2 extra dice. Come on, baby. And that is 3 successes.
Okay.
Is that guy parrying or anything?
No, he's not.
So that's getting me 2 momentum back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're spending them on extra damage.
True.
Which you can do immediately if you want.
Ooh.
Never a good sign.
You know what, guys? I'm sorry, but I really want this dude dead, and I'm hoping 2 damage or 3 damage will do it. I'm going to spend those 2 on extra damage because I only got 1 damage.
Mm-hmm. That's cool, man. Hey, taking out a dude who can't attack us is worth the 2 momentum.
Guess what?
He's still up?
No. He has suffered a second harm, and he is done.
Yay.
Remind me what your weapon is, Mouse?
It's a dagger.
All right. Where have you thrust it into his flesh?
I mean, right around like the kidney area.
Oh gosh.
One of those spots where there'd be a gap in the tying.
Okay, so he's down like he's very alive but completely incapacitated.
Yes.
It's just a travesty. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've got that's 2 down. We've got 3 left. So they are. First one's going to attack Sinnock. All 3 of the remaining guys are unharmed. And he has 2 successes on you, Sinnock.
Alright, so I'm going to roll parry.
Okay.
And I got 3 successes. I got a 5, so it counts as 2, and then another 1, so...
You get a momentum out of that.
Yes!
You know what? The next guy is also going to attack Sinnock.
Alright, and I'll roll my other 3 parry.
He has also gotten 2 successes.
And this time I miss both.
Okay.
We'll get 2 doom, right?
Why do
Or 1 doom.
Why do you get a doom?
No, didn't the guy roll 1 extra success?
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I thought you were telling me that you were adding doom for some reason.
No. Just
Okay, we got 2 blanks, 4 points, 2 effects. So once again, this guy's dealt 8 damage to you.
shit. All right. So which depends on where it hits me.
Yeah. It's gonna be your right arm.
All right. So -1, so 7. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and then erase all that. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I've taken my first wound.
A wound to the right arm. All right. The next guy is going for Natara. This is the last of the pirates in this round, or slavers. That's 2 successes, and that's all. 2 successes. So you have the option of purchasing a reaction to try and parry that, or you can just take the hits.
I'll take the hit.
All right. Well, this keeps happening, but it's 8 damage.
What do they have, like, just 2?
1 wound.
Well, this time I rolled 3 1s and a 5, which triggers the vicious effect, 8 damage. But it just keeps coming out to 4 times 2.
No, it's not. It's not times 2. It's the it gets 1 additional damage for each vicious. So what's the vicious score of the weapon?
Have I been doing way too much damage to you guys? Let me reread that effect. That's not how I read it originally.
Yeah. So it says with vicious X, an attack with this quality inflicts X additional damage for each roll affected. So
For each effect roll, not for each damage roll. Oh, I got that mixed up.
Right. And so what is the viciousness?
So it's actually instead of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 5. It's 5 damage. And I think, let me think. We did.
Yeah, no worries. I should go 2 back, so 3, 6 back. 1,
Yeah.
2. So I should, I got it. No worries. I'm tracking more.
So yeah, it was 5 for Natara, not 8.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And probably something similar for Cynic.
Yeah.
It still bumped me into 1 wound.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm out of reactions. Otherwise, I would have tried to protect you.
Yeah, I was like, man, this damage is stacking up. I thought this game was supposed to favor the players.
Yeah. It's the viciousness is just for each.
I got it now. I read it and then flipped to another page, and it changed in my brain. Okay.
No worries.
So that's their turn. Back to you guys.
All right. How many are left? There's 3.
3 of them are up.
All right. I'm going to make my main attack against one of the unwounded ones. I think the one unwounded one that attacked Mouse.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a momentum. Oh, wait, sorry. That was the end of the round, so we should have lost the momentum.
Thank you.
But I will spend one to gain, as I say, you got to spend money to make money. So I'm going to spend a momentum to roll 2 extra dice. So I'm rolling 4 for my attack with my axe. And I got 3 successes.
Okay. You're going to get 2 momentum back.
And then on that dude, I'm going to keep those, reroll that one. I got 4 effects. So it's 4 damage. It's 8 damage total.
Okay.
And he takes an extra harm.
You have not... Well, yeah, you did do a harm, so he's dead.
He's dead.
That means you did 2 harms.
Alright, so then I'll burn one of those momentum that I got to make a second attack on another one.
Okay.
And I'll just roll 2 dice this turn with my sword. And I got a hit. Don't roll off the table. And 2 hits.
Okay. Well, you get a momentum back.
Yay. And let's see, I can roll 2 of those again. There I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. And no effect, so just 5 damage.
All right, so you've dealt 1 harm. And we are down to 2 guys. One of whom is halfway to incapacitated. Cool. Who's next?
Can I go ahead and hit a fresh guy?
Yeah.
Anyone left? Okay. Yeah, I've already rolled. I have 2 successes.
Okay.
I rolled 4 6s.
Oh my goodness.
So it's 8 damage. Yeah.
So that guy has a harm +3.
Well, and if it's with your axe, if he took a harm, he takes 2 this turn.
Oh yeah. So you killed him. You've one-shotted him.
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Natara. Yeah, the axe is brutal.
Yeah. Why would anyone not use that?
Well,
I do a daft little spinning move, and I step behind him, and I just bring the axe down on the back of his head.
All right.
Cleave his skull.
Because some of us have little noodle arms.
yeah. So the thing with the battle axe is it basically requires you to be two-handed unless you have like a really high brawn.
Yeah.
Right. So you have high enough brawn to dual wield. But my question for you, Kenny, that I had is dual wielding is getting you this extra attack at a lower cost. What is the downside of dual wielding?
Well, I can't wear a shield, and a shield actually gives you a whole bunch of advantages for armor.
Okay.
Right? If I had a shield instead, like I would be taking way less damage.
Oh yeah. What's the shield ability do?
The shield gives you shield 4.
Soak 4?
Which basically gives you a cover soak of 4.
They also count as having the parry quality.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm getting is my sword gives me the shield, the parry ability that I would with a shield, but I'm not getting the extra 4 soaks, which would be a whole bunch of damage. So I'm like an offense machine, but I'm taking the extra hits.
So Natara has an axe too, but she may or may not have the brawn required to dual wield with it.
Correct. So she may be
I do not. Yeah.
Okay. And now Mouse has a dagger, but you could easily dual wield a second dagger, right?
Right.
Meaning you could get a second attack for 1 momentum if you just had another weapon in your other hand.
Correct.
I mean, I could pull out my sharpened rock.
I was just going to tell you to.
Exactly. So that means you could get that extra attack for just 1 momentum with a rock.
Okay.
Pull my dagger and toss it back at you as an action.
Oh, she's tossing you a dagger.
Oh, okay.
That's better.
Well, I figure if I ever get this rock bound up right, it'll turn into a better weapon.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to spend momentum for an extra die and attempt to shiv this last dude.
Okay.
Because we only got 1 dude left, right?
That's correct. Because Mia one-shotted the other guy, and they.
You know what? I wanted to check something real quick here.
Jason, are you using a regular dagger?
Yeah.
Okay, so just so you know, with a regular dagger, it gives you parry, so you do get to do 1 free parry action.
No, it had been in the back of my mind going. Yeah. I know I saw something about parrying, and I kept looking at my talents.
Yeah.
Before it's the weapon ability.
Right.
And I remembered it like the end of last turn.
Okay. Now, I just saw it here too.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what I get here. I got 3 successes.
Okay, I am gonna try to parry that. Spending a doom for the parry and a second doom to add a dice. It is unlikely, and it has failed. However, you don't get momentum because I did counter with 2 successes.
Okay.
But you still win with your extra 1.
All right. So I have done 2 damage.
Did you roll any effects?
No, because I've got to set up my effect.
No, because the dagger already has Unforgiving 1 on it.
Yeah, but I have to set that up.
No. There's the does it? Oh yeah, Unforgiving is this.
Unforgiving is the one I have to set up.
Sorry.
To then,
I was confused with Vicious. You're right. My bad.
All right. Well, you've got that second dagger in your other hand. Do you want to make your...
Yeah, sure. Let's spend a momentum and just maybe I can finish this guy off.
All right.
Do it.
Okay, so I got 3 successes.
Yes. Too bad.
All right, come on, Britai dice.
The ebb and flow of these tokens is amazing in this game. Once we
Yeah.
get good at it, this will be really fast and really entertaining.
All right, so let's take those 2 momentum I just gained and spend them to make that 4 damage.
All right. You have killed him and then stabbed him again.
Yay!
You guys live. Your companions, the 4 of them, have fled into the jungle. But the slavers who came upon you are dead. To a man. Well, one guy's lying there bleeding out through his kidney, but he's on his way.
Yeah. Hey, does the captain have anything interesting on him?
Let's take a look at that.
And we lose our last momentum, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a round ended, yeah. You find upon each of the slavers a cutlass. The captain also has one. No armor to speak of, but he does have a whip.
What does a whip do?
It's fearsome.
Fearsome 2 and grapple. What does that do? So fearsome means you can cause, it inflicts mental damage with each effect roll. Wow, so you can do mental and physical damage with it. Nice. And then what was the grapple?
Grappling,
And then
In addition to
may
dealing damage, if one or
ensnare
more
the
effects
target.
are rolled, you can ensnare someone.
They are unable to move or take action except to attempt an acrobatics or athletics test with a difficulty equal to the number of effects rolled. So that's to try and break out. Very interesting. I feel like that's making the whip more powerful than a whip really is.
I hear what you're saying, but as the resident scholar of this group, I'm gonna wind that whip up and put it on my belt,
Okay.
and just to add a little bit more Indiana Jones to my character type.
As well you should.
it belongs in a museum.
So do you, says
Yeah.
Captain Kaharo with his last breath.
As he says that, I just put my foot on his chest and I push him down into the muck, right? So
Oh, damn.
he'll suffocate.
All right. Well,
Okay,
Is there an equivalent to a high five that we can
Yeah.
do?
okay. I am...
Well met, my companions.
Okay, cool.
So you guys continue following the tracks now towards the sounds of these jungle drums beating through the
Yes.
trees? All right. The water is getting deeper and more stagnant. You're even on what looks like the safest parts, you're sinking almost to your knees. On some, not every step, but some steps you're sinking almost to your knees. Yeah. I am going to have you. Let me check what skills are appropriate here.
Observant.
That's what I want. Observation. I want whoever has the highest observation to roll it.
I have 8, so it's not me, probably.
10.
10.
Focus.
Does anyone have a bonus to focus of the two of you?
I got a +1.
1.
All right, so one of you two roll it, and then the other two can aid.
I'll roll.
Okay.
I'll aid.
Ooh! 2 successes.
And 1 success for me.
I rolled a nat 1.
Yes, it's double.
Then we got 5. I rolled a 1 too.
Well, because of your copious successes, you guys are being very careful watching.
Yay!
You see the crocodile before it strikes.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're doing this again. There's only one. And we are in combat now, so you guys are going first. Mouse, since you were the leader on the roll, you are the one who sees the crocodile.
Oh crap, it's a lizard dog. Sinnock, get it! I'm sorry, wait, let me rephrase that. Sinnock, attack it and build up momentum so I can use your momentum.
Fair enough.
Alright. So Sinnock will add a doom to roll 2 extra dice. That is, I've realized, the great thing of Deft Blade is it gives me 4d20 for just 1 extra doom. So hopefully I'll build us some momentum and not roll. I haven't rolled any complications so far, so let's keep up the
No, I'm the one rolling all the complications. It's all 20s, right?
No. I just rolled 6 successes. A 2, a 3, which are both underneath my 5 focus, and then a 17 and a 15. So, yes, I rolled 6 successes.
The 17 is a success?
Yep. I have a 12 agility plus 5 melee. So I have a 17. I told you, I made barbarian attack machine extraordinaire.
You only have a 15% chance of failing on any roll.
Hence
On any melee roll.
Yeah.
Hence why it's very worthwhile to spend 1 doom to generate 5 extra momentum.
Oh my gosh.
So that review I read, I don't think that person was playing the game right.
It happens.
Again, this is where, if I just rolled my 2 rolls, I wouldn't have gotten as good. But this is where, with the special, it's my talent. My talent allows me to add 2 extra dice for the cost of one doom or momentum. So that way, it's better to spend that momentum. Now, it increases my chances of complications, but it also increases my chances of generating a shit ton of extra momentum.
Which you've done. So roll that damage, sir.
All right. All right. And then, thanks to my No Mercy, I get to reroll one of my damage dice. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I'm going to spend... What's that?
Any effects?
Yeah, so I have Vicious 2, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 6, no, so 6 total with the effects. My apologies.
Okay.
And then I'll spend 2 of those momentum to do additional damage to take it to 8 in the hopes that I do a harm.
You do not do a harm. He soaks a couple of damage points and has more vigor than you think.
Okay.
So
I spent 2 of the momentum on the additional damage.
Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't take the points, though.
No, you can
Okay.
take them.
I marked the damage, but I didn't take the points. Okay. So, now there's 3 momentum. Who's next?
Yeah! Mouse stabs at it with his knife.
Daggers, the best crocodile fighting weapon there is.
Oh my goodness, it is.
Although I'll tell you, I was this close to trying to grapple it, like enter, right? Like just trying to see what are the grapple rules of this game.
3 successes.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
2 momentum back. Yay!
I just pre-rolled 2 dice and I have 0 successes on my attack. So.
Oh, no.
So I have done 2 whole damage, or I've inflicted 2 damage.
Okay.
Then, because I also have this Slaver's Whip equipped, I want to attack with I want to spend momentum to attack with the Slaver's Whip.
All right.
And spend an extra momentum to add an extra die to it.
You didn't pick up that one of the cutlasses to replace your dagger?
No, because I can't wield them one-handed.
Yeah, cutlass is unwieldy. Need to have.
I would need 3 more points of brawn to do that.
All right.
Ugh! Wow!
That doesn't sound good.
That was literally nothing. No
Okay.
success.
Well, you have not harmed the crocodile that time. Natara?
I will go ahead and spend 1 momentum to get 1 additional d20.
Yeah.
I got a success with that roll.
Okay.
Yay.
How's the damage?
Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 7 points of damage and 1 effect, so that's 8 points of damage.
And if it takes a harm, it'll take 2 harm. Because it's an axe.
That's right. Yeah, so you behead the crocodile.
Yes!
Sweet.
Well done, Natara, with your mighty battle axe. Does anyone want to keep the head?
I mean, I'd like to for scientific purposes, but
I mean, I feel like it's really Natara's.
Unwieldy and heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Sinnock will put it in a sack and carry it for mouse for him.
Okay.
Little man wants to study, I shall carry it for you.
I mean, I do kind of wish I really wanted to inflict mental damage on this thing.
Yeah.
That would have been easier.
No, I rolled it and it was like a 15, 17, 19. Like, no complications, but nothing.
Does Natara want crocodile skin boots later? I mean, we could always skin this thing and, make some...
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have taken. You guys
Can I
have,
search the crocodile carcass to ensure it hasn't eaten anything of interest?
when you say search,
I mean, like, hack it to pieces with my axe to check for stomach contents.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
They might have swallowed some license plates.
there is nothing of interest in the crocodile's stomach. Now, you guys are hurt to one degree or another.
Well, I think at the end of an encounter, if we haven't taken any harm, we will get back all our vigor, if I'm not mistaken.
I am looking that up right this moment.
I forgot where I read it. Recovery. It's on the player's handbook on page... Oh, dang it. 124? No, it keeps slipping on me.
Yeah, 124.
I've got the same section in the core book here.
So that's only if we rest.
Yeah.
So.
No. A character recovers all lost stress, vigor, and resolve at the end of an action scene. So all of your vigor is back.
Okay.
But the harm requires rest to recover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it can be treated with a skill. I think it can be treated with a resistance skill.
And there's a healing skill as well.
Yeah. So it says, a skill test to treat a patient's harm may only be made once per day and has a difficulty equal to the number of harms. On a success, you treat one harm plus one additional harm for each momentum spent.
Okay, so treating the harm will mean that it stops increasing difficulty if you successfully treat it, but it's not actually healed. Completely healing from a harm takes time, proper medical attention, or a combination of both. Pace of healing is at the game master's discretion. So basically, if you've taken a harm, you can treat it so it doesn't impose a mechanical effect, but the harm remains until you're out of danger, like when the adventure's over, basically.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a city or something and you can get a hotel room and no one's after you, then maybe you can rest for a long time and recover.
And the recovery, the two different skills are recovery for self, if you make a resistance skill check. Recovery for somebody else as you roll a healing check.
Right. So, none of you took a harm yet, right?
No, I have one harm.
Okay, so you guys need to treat that harm.
Right.
Or he's going to take penalties.
Yeah. So the first thing to do would be to see if you could roll a resistance check, right? Or does someone have a better healing? My healing is 8 plus 1, so I don't know if that's going to be the best. Your resistance may be better.
I have 11 plus 2, so let me see.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. That's for healing?
Mm-hmm. I went ahead and rolled it, just in case if you need the result. Mouse wants to do a resistance check instead.
Here's the thing. What you use to treat it is not in the same section I was just reading.
So I was in the damage types, which is on page, when it tells you to look, it says look at damage types, and that's on page 123 in the player's.
Okay. Okay. Harm be treated and attempt an average skill test using the appropriate skill. What is the appropriate skill?
So that's what, if you look on
there's a table. Got it.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay, yeah. That's only in a table. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
Yeah. Why would information like how to recover from harm only be available in a table?
Right. Well, and here, as we were looking at that, I just looked up at the paragraph right above that, just to show us something that we were doing wrong. And that's the two options is if an attack causes 5 or more damage or reduces vigor or result to 0, then you suffer a harm.
Yeah, I remember reading that earlier and I'd forgotten it.
Yeah. So any attack that does 5 damage or more in an attack is actually causing a harm.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so a harm to vigor is resistance if you want to heal yourself, or healing if Natara wants to heal you. What is your resistance?
7 with a focus of 1.
And what was Natara's healing skill?
11.
Okay, so Natara's probably going to do better at this. If you want her to try and treat your wound, and if she wants to treat your wound.
Natara, could you help me bandage this up a bit, please?
I rolled 1 success on that, yeah.
Okay, well, it's a difficulty 1, so you have succeeded.
Yay!
Nice.
So I'm still wounded, but I'm not suffering the penalties from being wounded.
That's correct.
Okay.
The drums increase in tempo. You continue following the trail of these creatures that dragged off Delia. you have seen signs by this point that they have also dragged off several other people, most likely from the Slavers band that was camped on the beach. You come up... Hold on. I'm going to need a challenging D2 survival test to make sure you guys can make your way from everyone.
Oh, okay. So like we each have to roll. Got it.
Yeah. Anyone who fails is going to have too hard of a time forcing your way through the foliage and take some fatigue.
So survival.
Yep. I need survival from everyone.
2 successes.
2 successes. That's a pass.
I'm going to snake one of those momentum there.
That's because I need to do that as well. 1 success out of 3, yeah.
2 successes.
Okay, so because this was difficulty 2, Sinnock and Mouse have passed, but Natara has not. You are going to take 1 level of fatigue.
Okay. I did roll a 2, which is under my focus of 4.
So that means you actually...
Then you did get 2 successes.
Okay, thank you.
Then you do not take the fatigue. So you guys, it's hard, and you force your way through this...
Steve, real quick, before we force our way through this, I'm just curious, if one of us had taken this fatigue, where would we take it? Where would that hit me?
I don't think fatigue hits a body part.
No.
Where would I record it?
Oh, I see. On your sheet?
On my character sheet, it's below my wounds. There's like treated and fatigue.
Yeah, you guys sent me 3 completely different layouts for your character sheets.
Yeah.
On yours, I don't see it, to be honest.
Okay. No, that's awesome. Awesome. No, then that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Modiphius. I'm using your official character sheet.
Oh yeah, I looked online and like what was like I think the YouTube video recorder said like there's grip on the character sheet, and I had no idea what it was. And I noticed there were certain weapons where it's like you roll, it's like you get a war pick. I'm like, oh okay, cool. So I look on the weapons table for war pick. No, he's like, there's none. Like, wait, what? Like,
wait, no, isn't there like? I thought I saw that on there.
There's one. I assume it's the same pick, but it gives it 2 different names completely. Like one in the character generation table, and then one in the weapons table.
Yeah,
I think some of the stuff that was in that guy's video has been corrected since he made it, because it's like a 3 or 5 year old video. And there's one thing for sure, because he reviewed this adventure that we're playing, and there's one thing for sure he called out that's definitely been corrected in my copy. So they do update it. Anyway, so yeah, you guys push your way through the foliage. Mouse is exhausted. No, he's not. He's just asked me about it. Mouse is thinking about feeling exhausted. Wow. So you push your way into more or less a clearing in the jungle. And standing before you is what was once apparently a grand city. It is littered with signs of a once great civilization, obelisks, partly sunken ruins, vines covering statues of these amphibious creatures that you saw dragging off Delia, all jut from the swampy water. There is bizarre stonework depicting strange beasts and brutal rituals. Any discipline tests in this area are going to have their difficulty increased by 1 step because of how unnerving this place is. So jungle loam covers most of what you can see. Thick vines running up the sides of buildings, trees growing through some of the structures. The remaining streets are lined with ancient decorative stonework, featuring both these hideous creatures and their human slaves. The only functional ruin left is the central ziggurat, a crumbling building once serving as a great temple by its appearance. There are a few outbuildings nearby, near a small lake. The sound of drums is coming from the ziggurat. You can now also hear chants in a language unknown to man.
All right. Is there like an obvious path from where we are towards the drumming?
I would like, before we do that, an observation test.
For everyone, or we do pick those?
Yeah, let's do an aided test from one leader.
All right. I think it was either
With a 10, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 10 with 1 focus. I can lead. I'll lead this.
sure.
All right.
Okay.
No.
It makes sense that the scholar who can't fight very well would be on the lookout the most.
Well, I got 3 successes.
Okay. Natalia, did you get a success?
I rolled a 15. That's a non-success.
Okay. Well, that is enough. You notice forms moving among the foliage and the ruins, which confirms the feeling you've had since you approached this area that you are being watched.
Companions, there are people. There are beings watching us from the foliage. Be aware.
Oh, sorry. Did we get momentum from that?
Yeah, you got 3 total, right?
Yeah, 4. We rolled 4 successes.
Right. So, and it was a D2.
Yep.
So yeah, you got 2 momentum out of it. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there.
Yeah. So yeah. So you guys, to answer your earlier question, you can approach the ziggurat. Or you could approach those outbuildings. Or you could turn around and go back into the jungle and blow this whole thing off. But Delia was
We've
most
gotten
likely
this
taken.
far, and let's see if we can't sneak up into this ziggurat and see what's going on, or at least sneak up to the ziggurat and see if we got to sneak into the ziggurat.
Mm-hmm. Because you know what's best in life, right?
We did.
Yes.
Shot enemy
For the next day.
and hear the lamentations of their amphibian gods.
Yeah, well, you may have to hear that next week because we're going out on the 2 groups of amphibious creatures that approach you from opposite sides as you attempt to approach the ziggurat's entrance. Each group consists of 4 creatures, one of them a full-on fishman like you saw before, and the other 3 in each group looking like some sort of half fishman, half human hybrid.
I look surprised at them and say, "Hail and well met."
And they say, and come after you.
And I say, to hell with you!
All right, guys.
Go down.
You have...
I can't even use my linguistics.
No.
I would like to create some body spray with my axe.
Oh, Natara, we're gonna do this combat next week. We don't have time for it now, but we do fortunately have a second session of this game scheduled. Great work, guys. This was a challenging game to run, but I feel like we're getting into the swing of it, and I think next week's going to go really well.
I feel more confident now playing this after the first turn than, say, more Mistborn after the first time, where I think we were still kind of...
Yeah, we never figured that out. Even afterwards, we were like, what?
I think I like this gameplay. I see the reviews. Like, I like the gameplay. It just totally could have benefited from a nice copy editor, rearranging of things. So
I agree. Yeah, my review is the same, and I think we all said that in advance too. That these rules are solid and the gameplay works, but the book, the layout, not working. Yeah. So I guess, like a lot of other complicated systems, it's fun once you learn it.
Yeah. No. I think the figuring out the economy of momentum, right?
Yeah.
It's really helpful.
Yeah.
So like, the way I built my character, in a way, I'm sort of like a momentum generator in terms of combat, but then you guys, like in other situations, can be momentum generators, and so that's where it's like, okay, I see how it's I generate momentum, and then I leave it on the table for you guys to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's even a tactic that I saw suggested by some of the reviewers, which it's really smart, because you guys get to determine your own order. It's not like D&D where we roll initiative and that's the order. You guys get to pick. Yeah.
Definitely being able to say, hey, you go first.
So and like, it's a bit meta, yes.
Started.
Yeah.
And then we can pull from that and hopefully keep it going. But just having someone who can upload, just heavy load that up front is really nice.
Yeah, and that was me figuring out, like, halfway through the game. It's like, wait a sec, if I just spend one momentum, I get to double my dice, which with my high chance, like Steve was saying, I only have like a really low percentage of missing period, let alone I have 1 in 4 chance of generating double successes. Now 1 in 20 complication, of course, but
but it's the same. Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Like my dice have been really hot tonight, so hooray for them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Like, there's been more than one of the, okay, I'm rolling 2 dice. How good is this going to go? Oh, cool. I got 3 successes on my 2 dice.
Hey, it's a picture of Mouse here right now.
Nice.
I mean, it's kind of off, but...
Yeah. No, I love the game so far, so I'm looking forward to part 2.
I am enjoying playing this.
Yeah, and the book is worth it for the art, if nothing else. I only have hard copy of the Player's Guide, but there was a Humble Bundle last year-ish, and I got like the core book and a whole ton of expansions and a few of the adventures. So it was a good deal for me, all in PDF. Yeah.
And those are the pictures that you're cycling through?
Yeah, all of these images are pulled from the PDF of the core book.
Nice.
Yeah, so the art is fantastic. And this is not even half of it. Because I was going through and I ran out of time to pull images from the book. That's how many there are.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you 3 for playing. And we will be back next week to resolve this. And then check out our 5e game on Friday. We're going to do a one-shot. I haven't decided what it is yet, but we'll see.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. Steve out.